Sales tax payable. Notice it does say payable, so that means it's a liability. When you see sales tax, it is never an expense to the business. The businesses simply collect this for the government, and so it's never really on their books as anything other than a payable. So there's a couple of different ways to account for it. Some businesses will ring up the sales and the sales tax separately every time they do a transaction. In that case, at the end of the period, they would know that they had cash that they had collected of 105. Of that, they would have the totals of how much was revenue and how much was the payable, and they could simply make the journal entry. Where it gets a little more complicated is where they ring up they don't ring them up separately. Okay, they do not ring them up separately when they're rung up together. Okay, so they ring them up together, which means that at the end of the month or the end of the time period, you know that you have cash of a certain amount, in this case 105, and you know that there's a 5% sales tax, but you don't know how much of that 105 is sales and how much is the tax, because it's all in there together. These numbers are very easy, but so you can just kind of look and say, oh yeah, I kind of can figure that out, but that's not the case on most of the problems. So how do we do this? How do we figure it out? We start out with the amount of cash in the drawer, which in this case is 105, and we divide it by 1 plus the sales tax percentage. It's a 5% sales tax, and so 1 plus that would be 1.05. And when we divide that out, we get the $100, which is sales revenue. Okay? Then we can take the $100 sales times the sales tax percentage, and we get the $5 sales tax. Okay? So we're basically taking the money in the register, which is the 105, and we're dividing it by 1 plus the sales tax percentage. And that gives us sales revenue, and from that we can figure out the tax, and then we can make the same journal entry. Okay, we would have taken in the 105 cash, but now we know that of that 100 was sales revenue and the rest was sales tax payable. What if you can't remember the formula? What you can do is work into it if you'd like. We know that sales plus the sales tax equals the amount in the register. Okay, so if we could call this X, we'll call sales X, plus the sales tax is 0.05 times X, right? And that's going to equal, in this case, $105. So this is 1X, this is 0.05X, so if we simplify that, it's 1.05X equals the 105. And then when we simplify it further, we get the money in the drawer, the total amount in the drawer, divided by 1 plus the sales tax percentage, and that gives us $100 sales, and we can figure out the rest. Okay, so that is your sales tax payable.